I want to start today by laying somewhat of a foundation of the People's Alliance and myself as party leader. 6 months ago, our party was nothing more than a thought, chat around a coffee table on how bad, in our opinion, politics and government has become in New Brunswick. And we decided rather than just to complain about it, we must step up to the plate and do what we can from a common sense, practical approach to make New Brunswick better. Our goal as a party is to build a foundation for lasting change in the way politics and government is done in this province. We will bring a voice of reason to the legislature, and besides supporting our own initiatives, we will work with all other parties with representation to deliver the best service and legislation that will benefit all New Brunswickers. The business sector can have the benefit of growing a culture of entrepreneurship in New Brunswick. The economic diversity of a strong small business can in turn make New Brunswick more resilient to the effects of future recessions. At this time, I'd like to share with you a few examples of our platform initiatives that we believe can be beneficial to the business world, including those of you here in St. John. First of all, income tax relief for new businesses. Whether you are an independent contractor, a small manufacturer, or a retail franchisee, starting your own business can indeed be a daunting task. Studies show time and again that most new businesses fail in the first 2 years. And although this is due, although this is due to a number of reasons, income taxes are the single biggest burden a government can place on a new business. Therefore, our party, the People's Alliance of New Brunswick, will insist on relieving new small businesses of all provincial income taxes for the first 3 years of operations. This will assist all new small businesses in all parts of the province and on an equal basis. This initiative will only be available to entrepreneurs one time, regardless of how many additional businesses that they may start. It is our belief that this idea will not put additional financial burden on the province, either as these would be businesses that previously did not exist and were not paying taxes in the first place. Instead, it will simply give new business owners the chance to build a foothold for themselves and potentially create more employment through their growth and ultimately allow their vision of what they would like to see in their business come to fruition. Secondly, income tax relief for businesses relocating to New Brunswick. Similar to providing a tax holiday for new homegrown enterprises, companies that relocate to New Brunswick may also require assistance. The cost of relocating operations is usually the deciding factor on whether a company relocates to New Brunswick. Reducing the impact of these costs will attract more business to our province. In this avenue, we will push to relieve businesses relocating to New Brunswick of all provincial income taxes for the first 3 years of operations in this province. Traditionally, government grants have been used to entice companies to relocate, but once the grant runs out, many companies cease operations. Transferring money from grants to an income tax holiday ensures that profitable companies will receive that help from the government. These profitable companies will not close operations after the program expires, thus creating more long-term employment opportunities for the citizens of this great province. Third, we will reduce the regulatory burden on small business. I know that I've spoke to many business owners throughout my own riding of Grand Lake Gagetown, and again I'm straying from my notes, but there was one in particular that caught my attention in Cambridge Narrows. He was a owner of a gas station, and being in a rural area, he of course rented DVDs and hot dogs, so didn't rent hot dogs, sold hot dogs, and different things and groceries and this sort of stuff. And I remember speaking with him and him saying the frustration of running a small business in the rural area, and he was telling me how he needed a permit for every part of his business. He said he had 10 permits between selling DVDs, selling food, the hot dogs, the gas, the propane, everything needed its own individual permit. So we believe, as a People's Alliance, that we have to work diligently to reduce the regulatory burden on small business, including, of course, businesses right here in St. John. For new entrepreneurs, the hidden costs of government regulation are prohibitive. Business New Brunswick currently is attempting to reduce the amount of red tape with which small business need to comply. This work, while noble, is missing some key elements that would enhance the process's accountability and efficiency. The People's Alliance will diligently seek to mandate the Minister of Business New Brunswick to measure the impact of red tape on small business and set a goal for the reduction of this burden. Other provinces such as Nova Scotia and Newfoundland have set aggressive goals for regulatory reductions on small business. In the case of Newfoundland and Labrador, the government eliminated or reformed more than 78,000 regulations that represented a cost to small business of $30 million. The goal of our own regulatory review and reduction is to ensure that New Brunswick will be competitive with these other provinces in the future. 4. We believe in harassment-free workplaces. Although usually considered a social issue, harassment in the workplace damages productivity and confidence for all employees. The majority of employers understand that a harassment-free workplace indeed helps, but many employers need the tools and government help to enforce rules against this behavior. The People's Alliance of New Brunswick supports harassment-free workplaces in all sectors of our economy. We will work with employers of all sizes to seek ways of strengthening both the private and public sector laws and enforce workplace harassment laws. These are just some of the initiatives that we will push for. I want to be clear today that as a leader of the People's Alliance, I do not have all the answers when it comes to economy and business, but what I do have is the ability to listen, the ability to learn, and the ability to enact upon those that do have the solutions for the future of our province. The People's Alliance is built on the foundation that we have to put the people first in this province, including entrepreneurs, including business owners, and to make sure that government acts on the best interest of those that are on the front lines every day trying to make business grow, especially here in the city of St. John.